everyone, welcome back to Photogenic. Where we work on your outer beauty by focusing on your inner beauty. Today's affirmation is going to be, I am enough. I know it's a simple one again, but I can't stress enough how important these simple ones are just to say them. I am enough, because you are. You're enough for everyone and everything, and you just need to be you and realize that. So remember that today. But this video, I'm actually really excited about. I went to Target and I bought some Elf products because this video is gonna be done entirely in Elf makeup. I do enjoy, my luxury brands and my higher end makeups, but my channel really is dedicated to the average woman who you can either buy really nice makeup or, decent, more inexpensive makeup. I want you to feel beautiful no matter what, and I want to give you guys options to do that. So all of my products today are going to be Elf, 100% Elf. The only exception is I'm going to be using my brushes, my Morphe Luxe brush set, because I didn't want to have to go and buy all the Elf brushes to go along with the Elf makeup. Today's ears are by Shop Bobina. She's phenomenal. I have so many ears from her. She has custom made me a ton of ears and I love them. So she's fabulous. These are little lollipops. How cute, right? So let's dive in. I'm gonna start out, I did put moisturizer on my face, and for you guys, I use my Rodan & Fields Redefined Moisturizer. That's the one I use. I didn't necessarily wanna, moisturizer funny on my face, so I kinda like to stick with my own moisturizer, but Elf did have a couple options that you guys can look into. But I'm just gonna put a little more moisturizer on. And first I'm gonna start with the Mineral Infused Primer. So this is the Mineral Infused Primer. And I have my handy dandy receipt here so I can tell you guys how much it was. It was $5. It was $5 or $6. I've got a couple different primers here. But this one was $5, which is, very inexpensive for a primer. And we're just gonna, it comes out like this. It's just like clear. And we're gonna put it on. Oh. I mean, it feels a little heavy, but it's not bad actually. It's really not bad. All right. It feels pretty good. Now we're gonna move on to, since we put our primer on, we're going to do the foundation. And this foundation was $6. It's the Elf Flawless Finish Foundation. And I even bought their $5 beauty sponge so that you guys can see how their beauty sponge works in comparison to my other ones. As always, we're just gonna squirt it out. This is I chose shade Pearl. It doesn't have, they don't have a ton of options as far as shades go at the particular Target that I went to. So you may end up having to mix shades. So we'll see how this one goes on me. It's a little light, but we'll see how it goes. It smells fresh though. It smells like very powdery and light. Now I'll just get the rest on here. Oh, that's light. Oh boy. They didn't have, like I said, they didn't have a whole lot of options for me. And you really can't open them up and try them out. They don't have a try me option. So we're gonna be using a lot of bronzer. I don't feel like it's a very full coverage foundation. It definitely, I don't know if it's the sponge or the foundation. I'm just not a huge fan of this sponge. Hey, pause for a second and go wet my, no, you don't have to pause it. I'm just saying, just don't. Go wet this one. All right, so just to see if it is the sponge, so I've got my beauty blender. We're gonna see if it's the foundation or the beauty blender. Okay. All right, let's go back to their sponge. My beauty blender is not wanting to work with the foundation very well. So I don't know if I can approve the sponge or the foundation. But we're definitely gonna see how the rest of it comes out. Because I do want to be able to find a more inexpensive line that would work well for you guys. All right, overall, first impressions of the foundation. I don't love it. And yes, it is a $5 foundation. However, I don't love it at all. Oh, now that we have this foundation on, we're gonna set it. HD setting powder. And this is going to run you blush, mascara, primers, bronzer, cosmic highlight. $6. So this is gonna be $6. We put it in here, we tap it in our lid, we take our bigger brush, and we're just gonna put it all over our face. So there's that. It's okay. I mean, it's not like, the foundation really isn't working, and so everything else is not gonna look good. So now we're gonna go to, I bought the Elf contouring palette in golden. And this one was actually on clearance, so I don't have too high hopes of this one. And it is $2.80 is how much this was. And that's what it looks like on the inside. So I'm gonna be using this darker shade right here, and I'm gonna use it for my contouring. I mean, I like it better than the foundation, so it may be worth the $2.80. But when we're doing our contouring, you know, we like to put it right where we want those cheekbones defined. I think it's really just, it's okay. I mean, it's not great. It's not absolutely dreadful. But, yeah. All right, so our contouring is on. It's okay, but again, nothing, it's not really going to look great with this foundation because this foundation is dreadful. I hate it. We're gonna move on to our blush. No, we're doing highlighter. Just kidding. We're gonna move on to highlighter. And this one is the Glow Gleam Beam. And this one will cost you 10 bucks. This one was $10. So we'll see how these work out. I'm gonna take this light shade right here and use as my highlighter. All right, so I mean, the highlighter's okay, I guess. It's all right. Like, it's not sticking to my skin at all. Like, it doesn't have a good base to it, so it's not gonna stick to the skin very well. Yeah, so we'll go into blush. And blush I got for $3, so I don't exactly have much high hopes for this one. But I got the Elf blush, and this is shade Blushing. Very creative. We're gonna take our big brush once again, just dip and swirl, tap, smile, apple of your cheeks. It's not very pigmented. Again, it's not sticking because the foundation really isn't letting it stick. I'm gonna go back to my Glow Gleam palette, and I'm gonna come back in with my darker highlight brush, and I'm gonna go into this shade right down here and maybe fix up this highlighting a little bit. This palette isn't bad. I will say the Glow Gleam isn't bad. I would probably use it again just with my regular foundation. I would use this palette again. It would be worth the $10. So now we're gonna go, I'm gonna use the Makeup Mist and Set. This one was $5. So it's basically a makeup setting spray, like the one that I typically use, but just a little different. And I'm gonna spray it all over. Oh, that has a terrible smell. All right, well that was fun. Awful smell. Like normally they just like smell kind of clean. Not that one. We got the Elf Everyday Smoky. So now we're gonna go into our eye and do a light smoky eye. So this is the Elf Everyday Smoky. And this one is gonna be $10. So I'm gonna go into just my regular, nice little fluffy brush here. It's a nice little blender. I'm gonna go into this the lightest color, and we're gonna put that on our brow bone. It's not bad. It's not terrible. There is a lot of fallout and stuff, but I mean, it's a $10 smoky eyeshadow palette. I do think it's slightly overpriced, but that's just me. But overall, I mean, decent coverage. I'm then gonna go into this one right here, and they do not have colors on them. They don't have titles, names of colors, so we're just kind of dipping into it. This is gonna be all over your lid, just on your lid. And my face is kind of tingling a little bit, and it started tingling after the setting spray. So my face isn't really loving the setting spray right now. All right, we got that on. I mean, it's not awful. I'm gonna go into this champagne-y color, the third one over. I'm gonna put that on top of that because it's just not really, it's not really blending in with the top very much. Again, it's like kind of flaking off, falling. I've got fallout down here. For a $10 palette, you can't really complain too much. I'm gonna take it's basically called a finger brush is what this is called anywhere. And then we're gonna go into this darker shade right there. If it had a name, I would tell you, but it doesn't. And this is gonna go in our crease area, just to give it a little bit of dimension. All right, this one isn't bad. I would like to use it on my foundation to have like a basis of, you know, good stickability really, and see if it's a good product against a good foundation. But I feel like this would be makeup that I would let my daughter play with. It's good kid makeup, maybe like preteen if they want to dabble into, you know, doing some makeup on themselves. It's not, once you use like really good product, it's hard to go back to something like this. But the eyeshadow palette's not, it's not awful. It's decent for a $10 eyeshadow palette. I mean, and for people that are just starting out on makeup and you really want to just kind of play and learn where to put what, this wouldn't be a bad eyeshadow palette to start out with, just to kind of see where you want to put things. Get over here to my little under the eye brush, and then I'm going to go in with that dark color again right underneath my eye to kind of smoke it out a little bit. And there's not a whole lot of fallout under my eye, so not the best, not the worst, but a great starter palette to learn with. I'm gonna go into this matte dark brown here, and I'm gonna go right into my crease to give it a little bit more dimension as far as a matte goes. Alright, so it's kind of coming together. I don't hate the eyeshadow palette. After I've got that on, we are going to go ahead and spray the mineral spray one more time to really set in our look. Oh, it's still stinky. Now I'm gonna I got some Elf mascara, and the mascara is gonna run you $4. So this mascara is gonna be $4. It's not a bad mascara. It's on there. It's not like plumping or anything like that. This was the volume mascara. But again, it's $4, and I feel like for $4, it's not bad. Okay, so we've got the full face of Elf, and I used all Elf products except for my moisturizer because I'm pretty finicky about that. We'll just kind of go down the line and talk about them, and I'll give you my honest opinion. For the primer, it wasn't bad. I mean, for a $5 primer, it wasn't terrible. It didn't feel awful. It was a little oily, but overall, not bad. Foundation, if I could give it negative stars, I would. It's just not, I feel like you could go to Sephora and get their foundation for a little bit more and have a better coverage on your face. Like, this didn't even cover anything. And true as well, I did not buy the concealer because there's a lot of stuff to buy that I'm probably never going to use again. This being one of them. I can't recommend this to anybody. It's not even good for people starting out. It's just meh. And then we're gonna talk about the Elf HD Powder Primer. Not terrible. Again, I probably would use it again on my own foundation just to see how it truly worked. With this foundation, it worked about, it's a good thing I'm not gonna use it again. It worked about as well as the foundation did. I wouldn't invest in it. As far as the contouring goes, it wasn't bad. I mean, for clearance, $2.98, if I run out of something, this wouldn't be terrible to have on hand. So I'm probably gonna keep that. I don't mind that. The blush, you can get better blushes for just a couple more dollars than this one. This is definitely, it was a $3 blush. It's just gonna be tossed out. Eyeshadow palette, or no, the Glow Gleam palette, that was $10. I liked it. Again, I would like to try it on my own foundation to see how it worked as a good base, to see how the product actually works against a good foundation. But overall, I would probably use this again just to try it. The eyeshadow palette, the Everyday Smoky, it's a good palette for a beginner. If you want to, go spend $10 on a palette that has pretty much every color that you would need for a smoky eye, I think it's a good natural smoky eye. It looks pretty decent, and it's something that you can use to practice on. You can put it anywhere and not feel bad about spending $10 on it. But overall, this sponge, no. It just didn't work right. And then I think it was mainly the foundation, because even my beauty blender, like, it was not even working with my beauty blender. The mascara, it's an okay $4 mascara. I think you could go to CoverGirl or Revlon and get a little bit better as far as drugstore makeup goes. But I hope that this gave you guys a little bit of insight on a different makeup brand than what I normally use. Most of the products, 80% of them, I wouldn't use again. But for starting out, it's not bad just to get to know your face. However, I do think my honest opinion is invest in a good foundation. You're not gonna find inexpensive foundations that are gonna give you the coverage you want. These other things that are the highlighters and the smoky eyes and stuff, the powdery things, you can spend a little bit less on. But invest in that foundation. I know that I use Urban Decay a lot and I love it, and it is an expensive foundation. However, it lasts me a couple months. It's not like something that I go through in a week, and it's a full coverage and the makeup will really adhere to it. But remember, our affirmation was, I am enough. You are enough. You are a beautiful, strong, amazing woman, and don't ever let anybody make you feel like you are not enough for this world, because you absolutely are. So remember, at Photogenic, we work on your outer beauty by focusing on your inner beauty. Have a great day.